Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness, Coronasode number 7. I'm your host, Justin. With me are always Sam and Jackie. Sam's coming in remote again from Taqueria Studio 69.
It's Taqueria Studio B. Thank you very much.
Well,
So we've still got the salsa can, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'm so proud of you.
it's apparently really more of a microphone stand than it is a salsa jar at this point.
you know, I don't know if we ever asked, is there actually salsa in it?
Yes, it's completely unopened. It's sealed still.
Some unloved salsa.
No, he loves it. He looks at it every time that we're on this podcast, and he's like, I love you, salsa. If I only had some chips.
But then, it would ruin everything. Here we are, week 7 of doing Coronasodes. I want to start out by asking everybody what they're drinking. Sam, what's on the table?
Strawberry seltzers.
Oh.
Is that, do they have booze?
Well, they're Bud Light seltzers.
Oh,
Strawberry
okay.
flavor.
Ooh, thank
You're back
God.
to the Bud Light seltzers. I would be very curious to know if any of the listeners have delved into the Bud Light seltzers, because they've really kind of taken over both of the studios. I am not drinking them. I'm drinking red beers, my favorite beer of choice. I don't know if I've ever talked about red beers on the podcast before, but if you've never had a red beer, it's cheap beer, preferably garbage beer that like white trash drinks, and is very cheap. And then you dump a bunch of V8 in it, and it tastes neither like V8 nor like beer. It's one of those really weird things. Try it at home. Jackie, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking rum and Coke again.
Rum and Coke.
I'm on my third one.
Uh-oh.
But I'm going to agree with Sam that, so the timer has already been ticking, my friends. But I agree with Sam that I really like the Bud Light seltzers.
Yeah.
I think they're fucking delicious, and I love the strawberry ones.
You got a little burned out on them, but Sam is not getting burned out on them.
Yeah, I've had to switch over to rum and Tab. Okay, let's not lie. Justin bought me Tab this week, and he had to go into the coronavirus store to get it. And I was like, oh, and I kissed the can when I found it in the fridge. And I was so fucking excited because I love Tab, but you can't fucking order it for grocery pickup.
So what you're saying is that you had to put the brakes on the seltzer so that you could switch it up to severe alcoholism? So
Yes.
my grandpa drank Tab and vodka.
Oh, we should try that.
Maybe I should try that.
Yeah, I talked her out
I
of,
don't like it.
I talked her
but
out of
that's-
vodka soda last night because I was like,
Yeah.
that sounds terrible. So maybe it's not that bad. I don't know. I'd go for it. I put brandy in my coffee earlier today, so people make fun of me for putting anything in my coffee, but you got to booze it up a little bit.
I put vodka in my coffee earlier to get me over the hump. And it worked pretty
Jesus.
good.
The 2:00 hump.
I had some carrot cake and some vodka coffee, and man, I ripped through some shit. Like it re-energized me like nobody's business. Maybe I am a fucking alcoholic. Jesus Christ.
You're at work and you're in a teleconference and you're just like, this show's fucking boring.
No, I don't say anything. I'm like, I'm gonna turn off my screen and cross stitch while you all talk.
I mean, if she was drunk and she did say that, would she be wrong?
No, that show is fucking boring.
Yeah, teleconferences or like meetings just suck. I guess like now all we do is have meetings because you can't work with anybody unless you have remote meetings. You can't go down the hallway and be like, "Hey, Greg, where's my TPS reports?" You gotta fucking zoom in to Greg and be like, "Hey, Greg, I can see your wife wandering around and being completely weird and glaring at you because, you haven't talked to the children in 2 weeks and she's stuck doing online learning with them and she hates them and she hates you and she just wants freedom."
Yeah. Or if Greg asks for the TPS reports, you go, they're in the shared server in the TPS reports folder where they're supposed to be, you seagull managing fucker.
How do I get there, though?
Did you turn it on? Did you turn your computer on?
No, I'm talking to you via telepathy.
Yeah. Well, no, they call you on the phone. That's what they do.
Oh, You
Call
know,
you on the phone and they ask did you get my email?
Right.
Yeah, I was trying to respond to it, but you've called me on the phone now.
Right. Oh, God.
my favorite was earlier today. I was on a Zoom call. And Justin's behind me in the kitchen making a drink.
I gave up.
And
I've been trying to avoid her Zoom meetings so hard. I don't want to be that kid that was on the BBC stomping into the room. And because I don't wear clothes, I just wear a bathrobe and have disheveled hair constantly.
So, I'm on this call with these people I don't know. And I can see him in the background on my screen making an alcoholic drink. So I try to move my head so that they couldn't see him. And I'm kind of thinking, I kind of wonder if they could see him pouring a beer and some red sauce. Fuck.
No, that was the coffee brandy, and it was in a half gallon of brandy. So I was trying to be discreet, but when you're tossing around a half gallon of booze, it's not that easy.
I could see him making a drink, and I was trying to move my head so that he was blocked. And I'm thinking, please don't tell my boss.
Yeah.
Your head wasn't large enough to block the half-gallon squeeze bottle of brandy.
And then he's like, I'm drinking brandy. And I'm like, oh, fucking shut up back there.
Yeah, and then I got drunk and I did the child stomping around from the BBC video from 3 years ago anyway, so whatever. Should we move on to some news?
Yeah.
Sure.
This wouldn't be the same podcast if we didn't talk about the Tiger King. Even though I would like it if this was the last time we talked about the Tiger King, because I think I've said this before. I think America needs to move on from Joe Exotic, but I do have some news that maybe you guys heard about.
No.
They're making a feature film, a biopic.
Will it be in the theaters?
It depends on if we're all dead or not. Well,
aren't they making a dramatization series as well for Netflix?
Or maybe that's what this is.
Is it going to star Brad Pitt?
Nope. But we're on the right path. Sam, you want to take a guess?
What's her face from Saturday Night Live is going to be Carol Baskin.
Kate McKinnon.
Yes.
Oh!
There's no fucking way, dude. Okay, this may not be the same thing. I think that they're making a feature film, and they've cast somebody who, in my opinion, is the only person who can play Joe Exotic and the only person who would play Joe Exotic in a
Ryan Reynolds
role. No.
Gary Oldman.
No. Okay.
The guy from The Notebook.
Gary Oldman could do it. The guy from The Notebook.
He was also in that Fast.
Oh yeah, Quiet Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Nick Cage.
What? Oh, I'm watching that if it comes out. Is he gonna dye his hair blonde? Do you think?
Well, no, he'll just put on a wig. Well, no, I don't know. Could Cage do the mullet anymore, Sam, do you think?
No, I don't think he has enough upstairs.
Yeah, I don't think he does either.
I think it would be a skullet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited.
Sam, Nick Cage is Joe Exotic. Thoughts?
Why not?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't watch the bonus episode that they threw together because it was so popular, because it was captivating, but when it was done, about 3 days later, I was completely fucking done with it.
Yeah. But I wouldn't have even brought it up if it had been Ryan Gosling or Gary Oldman. Well, I might have if it was Gary Oldman, because that would be crazy. But I just, it's Nick Cage. We got to talk about Nick Cage. And,
Absolutely.
What the fuck else is he doing? So we got that to look forward to.
Do you have a date or an estimated time
frame?
Very,
very, very pre-production. I mean, nobody's even working. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
I would like to throw out some random gossip then.
Okay.
He-Man and She-Ra. And for the listeners that don't know, it is my fucking favorite from when I was a kid.
Mostly She-Ra.
And they are remaking He-Man on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I saw a trailer for it where Skeletor is trying to get drunk in a human bar, and He-Man shows up, and shit's gonna go down, and then they cut it off.
Oh, I thought that was the lead into a joke. Like,
Skeletor gets drunk in a bar.
What do you do with
then he
40
six
million
Panthro
ducks?
on. No, so I did see the trailer, and I'm super impressed because they do look like the characters that are in the cartoon series, and It's not like that He-Man movie that we watched with Dolph Lundgren where Skeletor looked fucking weird. I mean, they went the extra mile, and I hope that it's like that when it releases, that the characters actually looked like the characters in the cartoon series. Because I did do a survey for Amazon or Netflix or whoever the fuck it is.
You partook in a survey, not did a survey for.
I did a survey for.
No,
I answered the survey that they sent about the He-Man series, and I was like, just do me a favor. If you're gonna make this fucking thing, make them look like the cartoon characters. And then I saw the trailer probably a couple months later, just recently actually, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so fucking excited.
It was all you. You did that.
It was me. They listened to me at the Amazon or Netflix or whoever the fuck that was.
Hopefully they don't make him sound like it.
I'll get you, He-Man.
And what happens? He says that every episode. I'll get you. And then He-Man never goes, and then what?
I don't know.
And He-Man sounds like a 52-year-old dad. Like, oh, well, Skeletor, that's a funny thing that you bring up about getting me.
I don't know. They didn't talk in the preview. Skeletor just puts down his beer and stands up and looks at He-Man. He-Man's looking at him with a big-ass sword. And then all these fucking rednecks are like, oh, fuck, it's going down.
The thing you didn't like about Masters of the Universe, because it's your thing, you hate it when films budget out and just move a universe into our universe because it's so much cheaper to make, but it sounds like they're doing that again.
It kind of sounds like, from the preview, it kind of looked like that, but I think that I'm more in because the characters actually look like the cartoon characters, and so I'm willing to give it a go.
Okay, well, we're probably going to do it on the podcast at some point anyway, so.
Well, maybe the producers were like, on second thought, let's not go to Eternia. It's a silly place.
Yeah. We can't make those flying machines.
You're right. Well, they can. It's, I mean, Star Wars exists, Jackie. They can make flying machines.
Whatever.
You will believe a man can fly in
but
a car
can't. They can't make an Orko go in a rocket ship to Earth and then spend Christmas there, and then Skeletor comes and he gives the kids coats because they're freezing to death, and I'm just talking about the Christmas special. Right. God damn it.
See season 1 Christmas special episode number 2. I don't know. Moving on. I got an email this week.
Is it about the Nerf bat?
No, it's not listener feedback. If it was listener feedback, I would say listener feedback. This is an email about something that we haven't discussed on the podcast, I don't think. But way long time ago, I mean, like, we're talking maybe 6 years ago, I went ahead and chucked some money at a film on Kickstarter called A Room Full of Spoons. Now, this was way before Franco got involved with making The Disaster Artist. This was a documentary, all behind scenes, interviewing people, doing it, either Netflix or HBO style. I don't know. There's been no footage released, so I can't tell you about any of the quality. But I chucked some money at it, and put Stinker Madness as one of the Kickstarter contributors, and we were supposed to get our name on the credits as associate producers, not associate producer at the front end, but associate producer on the back end with probably like 600 other people. So, however, Tommy didn't like it. Tommy didn't like what they were doing, and so he sued them. And this has been going on for the entire time. 5 years in court. The plaintiffs the defendants being the producers of The Room Full of Spoons, and the plaintiff being Tommy Wiseau. So I got this email. It says, the plaintiff's case is dismissed. The counterclaim of the defendants is granted, and the plaintiff shall pay to the defendant Room Full of Spoons, Inc., U.S. $550,000 in compensatory damages, plus CDN, it's Canadian, right? $200,000 in punitive damages. The defendants are entitled to their costs. So they won. The Room Full of Spoons people. You can't sue somebody for creating art. You know, it's First fucking Amendment shit, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know how I feel about it. Because it sucks because Tommy was being a total dick because he didn't want everybody to see that he was a total dick. But now, and I'm not sure that that's where the documentary's going, is saying, hey, Tommy's a total dick. But, you know, I mean, I read The Disaster Artist. Tommy's a bit of a dick. And then he sued somebody for making a film about the production of The Room. And when it started, the people were very excited because they were all fanboys who went to the theater. They chucked spoons at the screen. They tossed footballs in the aisle. And they were like, we need to make a documentary about The Room. And then Tommy was like, nope, you can't do that. I mean, no, you can't do that. That's not cool. And he was wrong, but I don't like him now losing some of his money because we have no idea how much money. It could be all of his money. It could be a smidgen of his money. But it kind of is sad to me. I don't know. I feel torn. Do you guys have any thoughts to weigh in on that?
If we donated to this thing, are we going to get to actually see this movie now?
Yeah, we get an actual like printed copy and everything. So, Sam?
It was a dumb thing for him to do because there's no legal precedent for a documentary being proved as slander.
Right.
Even the ones that are straight up slander.
Right. You don't want to bring attention to it. I mean, even if they are straight up slander, most people that are smart and have good attorneys are just like, I'm staying away from that because if I get involved, I'm just going to draw attention to it. Barbra Streisand's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
When are we going to get to see this thing?
Jackie, I don't know.
God, you're just full of answers tonight.
They just won
no
a
Nerf
lawsuit.
bat. No Nerf bat up your butthole.
Won a lawsuit, and you expect answers for me.
I know, but I'm just so disappointed. No He-Man. No Nerf bat up your butthole.
Okay.
No date on this. I mean, it's just kind of like one of those hanging on by the fingernails.
Great. Okay. Didn't do my job. Thanks for throwing me under the bus. But can we please talk about this thing for right this second? I don't have a date on you. It could be 6 months. It could be 10 years because they probably haven't edited a single fucking thing because they've been in fucking court this entire time.
So did they get everybody from the cast or just...
I don't know. Because, again, I haven't seen any of it because they haven't been able to release anything of it because of an injunction by Tommy Wiseau. I'm going back to Sam because he's got better commentary.
When do we get to see it?
Never!
6 months.
All right. Screw you guys. Fans, if you didn't know about that, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. So shoot us an email, talk@stinkermadness.com, and let us know where you weigh in on Tommy's actions. I do have some listener feedback now.
Is it about a Nerf bat?
Well, you're going to have to wait and find out, or I'll just sit here and
okay, I'll be quiet. I promise.
Flip through my phone because I don't know how things work online. It's a follow-up from Mark Clay. If you remember, he
Hello,
wrote
Mark
us
Clay.
last episode from England and had some recommendation on English stickers.
Oh, that's right. I try to do a really crappy accent
every time. Mark says,
"Hello, Governor."
Right.
Okay, I just had to do it for you, Mark. I'm sorry.
Yep, that one's okay. Mark Clegg says, hello again from Merry England. To say that I was a cock-a-hoop, to hear my email read, a cock-a-hoop. A cock-a-hoop.
That is a dick that's doing a hula hoop. It's that big.
I think it means he was
the hula
excited.
hoop or the dick?
I'm going to go with not the hula hoop. It's more like a cock ring that they bought that didn't fit, and then he's like, "Look what I can do."
Well, if you have a big dick and you try to hula hoop, and your dick is bigger than the hula hoop comparatively, you're gonna have a hard time hula.
It's just gotta be long so that you can hula hoop it around your dick.
You do want a long one, yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be a long dick, or because it doesn't matter if it's fat. It just got to be a long dick. I mean, it can be like 1 inch diameter. But like 8 feet long, and then you're like, yeah, look at me hula hoop on this thing.
Sam's prehensile
and all of a
penis.
sudden, that's now a good superpower.
Right. All of a sudden, after this many years, you can hula hoop if you have a prehensile penis. All right, to say that I was a cock-a-hoop to hear my email read on the show would be taunting Sam about being poor. But I want to assure you that my remark was entirely tongue-in-cheek and was only prompted by my sympathy for Sam.
Oh, so he's saying right now, fuck you, Sam, you're poor.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're a poor son of a bitch with a salsa can for a mic stand.
If only Jackie would stop cutting off people's emails while Justin's reading them. If he's okay with it, then so am I. And believe me, if I was offended by something as trivial as that, I don't think I could listen to your show at all! Because there's an exclamation point.
The easily offended are not listeners.
I'm pretty easily offended, and I'm the goddamn host. So, I don't know. Sam expressed interest in getting some recommendations for the British sex comedies that I mentioned. And as this is a bit of a passion of mine, I am more than happy to oblige. The foundation...
Does it say oblige?
It literally does. It says Oblige. Oblige. The foundation of this genre are the carry-on films. Carry on in capitalization.
Carry on my wayward son.
That has nothing to do with England. Sam,
we'll be there when you watch movies.
Do you know anything about Carry On?
Yeah, in fact, I'm going to do one of the carry-ons. They did a pirate one. It's the Columbus. They do a Columbus one, and it's like ex post facto after the troop split up for a number of years.
All right.
And it's supposed to be horrendous, but very entertaining. I don't know if that one is a sex comedy about Columbus. That would be interesting.
Okay, well, when you do that, I would like you to do a really good write-up of Sam's boring bullshit for the Carry On group. Like, I need to know if they're like the Brownlings or what's the Canadian group? Sex TV.
Second City, Chicago, yeah. And then what was SCTV's the Canadians.
Right. Yeah. Find out more about them. Okay, let's go on to this. Comprising of 30 films made from between... Oh, I guess he's going to do the boring bullshit for you. Comprising of about 30 films made between 1958 and 1978, which is a good clip. That's, 2.5 a year or something like that. And an ill-advised 31st made in 1992. It's a series of unrelated comedies, each based around a theme or genre. The only commonalities they share are Peter Rogers as producer and Gerald Thomas as director for all 31 films. Composer Eric Rogers, 22 films, and a stable of character actors that were mixed and matched throughout the series. Each film title was Carry On, something, and the comedy was typically bawdy British. Seaside postcard humor, with heavy emphasis on sexual innuendo, double entendre, and farce. Often punchlines would be emphasized with music cues or cartoon-style sound effects, like slide whistles or twanging springs, and frequently men would clumsily dress up as women for some convoluted reason. The closest thing I can describe them as to you guys would probably would be the Benny Hill Show.
If that ill-advised one in 92 is the Columbus one that I'm going to pick eventually.
Okay. All right.
I think so. I think we're talking about the same thing. This could be more fuel for your wrong idiot later, but...
Man, I will say that Mark Clegg does a pretty good job of writing up a description about an entire genre made by a single company of film. Maybe he should actually do this show instead of us, because he's better at it.
I've got a question for Mark. Shut up, you two. I've got a question for Mark.
Yeah.
What's the deal with Elvis Presley in Whitby?
Okay.
Why do they have a whole shop dedicated to Elvis Presley?
Yeah, all right. She's already headed there, boys.
I just want to know, why is England so obsessed with Elvis?
We've already talked about this on the podcast. Everybody loves Elvis. It's not just England. It's everywhere.
Well, I don't know. I don't have any Elvis stores in my town.
You do, actually. They're called thrift stores. Sam?
And wait, Elvis store? What?
Mm-hmm.
Thrift
So in
stores?
Whitby, Sam, there was this gift shop that we went into, and it was kind of by the ocean, and it was nothing but it was nothing but like Elvis memorabilia, like
The
plays.
Elvis store had nothing but Elvis stuff? My God.
My God.
Yeah. So I mean, I kind of want to know what the deal is.
They like Elvis.
People like Elvis.
People like
Japan's got a bunch of Elvis shit too. Elvis is big everywhere.
I'm going to go ahead and plug our older episodes, A, to my wife, because we literally had this conversation a few years ago. I have more. The series got bawdier as it progressed, with the early entries being rather mild and the later ones verging on soft porn. The last of the main 30 was titled Carry On Emmanuel, and it stinks. Oh, really?
Was it based off that movie Emmanuel?
Yeah, so is it a spoof? That's dicey. Okay. However, within the middle of that are some genuinely good films, and even though the budgets of them are always low, they would sometimes look quite lavish due to the filmmaker's creativity, which we like. Carry On Cleo reused sets and costumes from the Elizabeth Taylor Cleopatra. You saw that. You watched that whole thing, didn't you?
I did. It did have some really good sets and costumes.
Mm-hmm.
So that one would be interesting to watch.
Yeah. The Carry On films are a major cornerstone in British comedy, and although critics have always been rather sniffy about them, they remain massively popular and are regularly shown on TV. Most of these films are available in their entirety on YouTube, although sadly not streaming that I can see. There are about a dozen of the full movies, plus some others collected in this YouTube list, and he gives a link. I'll put it on the show notes. We're gonna break this email up and come back to it next week because there's an entirely other group of body sex comedies from the Englands that we need to talk about.
Should we ask Mark if he can hula hoop?
We should. Go ahead.
Mark, can you hula hoop with your wiener? I mean, I'm just saying we were talking about that before we got into your email.
He wrote back, no, that's insane. Nobody can do that.
He's like, why are you such a fucking pervert? I'm obsessed with wieners.
He says in Whitby at the Elvis store, they have cock-sized hula hoops that say Elvis right on them.
Yeah. I like this. P.S. Chopper is slang for penis.
Yes, no wonder we're so popular in Britain. Wieners rule.
What? Chopper? That's insanity. Get to the penis. I guess that's where we're at now, guys.
Sure.
Sam, you got Sando takes on this week?
I do.
Okay. Love to hear it.
This week on Sando Takes On, Sando does not take on Elon Musk. He takes on the internet as a whole for being surprised about Elon Musk being a coked out weirdo.
Right.
Can you believe what he named his kid? I can. Can you?
Give everybody the headline there, Sammy.
That he named his kid, what was it? Something A12?
Yeah, something
Nerf bat.
AE space X hyphen
X.
12, I think is what it is.
Okay, no, it's X space the AE symbol that's like an or whatever, but it's
Right.
like right? And then space A12 like one Adam 12. Maybe he likes that cop show.
Maybe.
And mom liked it. I didn't care for it.
Wouldn't name my kid after it, that's for sure.
This
No,
kid's getting
but-
a name change as soon as he can.
I don't know,
His
dude.
Well, did he really do that, or is he just being a coked out weirdo again?
Is
but
he
yeah,
being
it's
a coked out
X
fucking weirdo?
A12. Everyone's like, how can you possibly pronounce it? And it's like, well, it's not really phonetic, but there's an X, there's a space, there's and then there's a space, and then there's A12. My God, how would you pronounce that?
Yeah. Okay, now I see it.
You know, anytime that kid goes for a job interview, they'll be like, you know what? I'm so fucking tired of these spam resumes that we get.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Except for he's never going to go for a job interview because he's Elon Musk's kid. But I like that Sam started out by saying, I'm taking on the internet for taking on Elon Musk's kid. And the first thing you do when you find out about this is you go straight to the kid. So go ahead, Sam. Jackie's the internet. Take her on.
I just feel bad for him.
For who? The kid?
Yeah.
I mean, barring any real coked out weirdness where he loses all of his money, the kid's going to be fine.
Right.
Also, why would you be surprised at anything that Elon Musk does at this point?
Well, because mostly I don't know who that is.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh my God.
No, she's not into the tech side of things, Sam, and that's okay. Not everybody is.
Well, I guess, but at the same time, he dominates the internet with his coked out weirdness.
Well, I don't read the internet.
Yeah. No. He's a good thing to stay away from.
Yeah, he is.
We should ask him about Nerf bats.
Oh, no, we shouldn't.
I don't think we should.
No, that's a real bad
Actually, he might use Nerf bats instead of side mirrors on his Tron truck.
Right.
DeLorean Tron truck.
Yeah. No, he's fucking nutty, and I don't think he's a good thing. Like, I'm like, dude, it's too much cocaine.
So it's like in The Watchmen, and I don't remember if it's in the comic. I think it was a little bit better worded in the comic, but in the movie, he said, I didn't say that God is an American. I said there is a God, and he's American.
Right.
And if that doesn't frighten you, then you're not sane.
Right.
And at this point, the greatest hope for the future is that guy. And if that doesn't make you frightened, you're insane.
Yeah, it's not looking great. Boy, it's looking fucking shitty, dude. Oh, God. Remember the good old days when we had guys like Arthur C. Clarke and Carl Sagan that were doing a good job? And
they were actually doing science, not just owning science.
Yeah.
Right? That's the problem, is that people are just owning science now.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't let the scientists talk for themselves. I fucking prance around and talk about smoking weed on the Joe Rogan show.
Yeah, like is there a point in time where we skipped where science was cool? Like, because, you know, back in the Arthur C. Clarke, Carl Sagan days, yes, science was very cool for total nerds like Sam and I. But then there's like this phase that didn't happen, and now Elon Musk and Donald Trump are like, we own the science, and you can't testify in front of Congress and tell the American people actual information about COVID-19, Dr. Fauci. Did we miss something? Like, was I asleep, or what happened?
I think it was around the beginning of the Clinton era, and it wasn't necessarily, because I like to blame a lot on that guy because I don't like him all that much, but I'm not going to blame anti-intellectualism on him. It was just happening around that time. And then circa 2000 to 2004, like, anti-intellectualism really hit hard, and we're all like, oh, wait, the pendulum's going to swing back the other way, and it fucking hasn't.
It hasn't. And because people who actually think have gotten too drunk.
Don't look at me.
Why would you...
I'm a goddamn doctor. I can drink as much as I want during the day.
Yeah, well, you know.
And at night.
Point proven.
And then I'll wake up at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning, not be able to go back to bed, and then wander down to my work computer and start fucking working.
Yeah.
Which is what I did today. I got a lot of shit done.
If I was going to blame anything on Clinton, it wouldn't be anti-intellectualism, but like what he did when that started to take over was he was one of the guys that was like, no, we need the conglomeration of wealth. That's going to help us out.
Mm-hmm.
Then he played his saxophone.
Good. Yeah, he was like, don't pay attention to all this bad stuff. Watch me squeal some wrong notes on a sax.
Yeah.
Sorry, my tongue's tired. I was at Paula Jones' house last night.
Yeah.
Oh!
Hey-oh. Boom shakalaka. Yeah, god damn it, dude. I wish that we had gone through a phase where science was actually cool. I'm going back to Yang. I don't want him to be president. I just want him to be my best friend because he makes me feel like science could be cool. And we are like, well, yeah, but maybe he shouldn't lead the country. Maybe he should have like his own, like, I don't know, fun TV show like Derek Waters, like Drunk Science with Andrew Yang.
Yeah, failed startups with Andrew Yang. Here's another failed startup that would have been a good idea, but you don't get to fuck a bunch of people out of money, so it didn't work.
Yeah. Oh, goody. No, I don't like this take on, Sam. It makes me feel shitty.
You're the ones that steered it over here. That's the thing.
No, but it was natural because of the Elon Musk. Like, God damn it. I know. I don't like him doing what he's doing, and we need somebody better. We need Tom Hanks of science. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I know I love Tom Hanks, but seriously, we need Tom Hanks of science.
Or we need, like, Alan Alda's fine, right? But Scientific Frontiers on PBS, when he's doing it, he's too old manny about it.
Right.
And he makes the science so unexciting because they're about to, like, tell you really exciting stuff, and he's like, wait, I don't get it.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's crazy stuff, guys. Like, man, you are a boat anchor on this show, Alan Alda. Come on, buddy.
Right, and if Alan Alda can't do it, then I don't know what the fuck, because Neil deGrasse sure as shit can't do it. And I watched that thing on Disney Plus, it's basically Jeff Goldblum takes on. And I thought Jeff Goldblum was impenetrable. He can't do it. He's no good on the Jeff Goldblum Takes on Science show. Like, we need a guy or lady who can fucking do this shit. Elon Musk. And he also needs to get super rich and take over the SpaceX thing because Elon needs to go. All right. Well, great thing you just did, Sam, I guess.
Debbie Downer.
Yeah, Debbie Downer. We're going to move on to some more Debbie Downers because we got streaming do's and don'ts coming up. Starting.
Or wait, we could do Sando Takes on 2. Arthritis. Yep, I'm getting it.
I don't like it. Starting
I got the gout, too.
Because I eat too much cheese.
Starting with a movie on Amazon Prime currently from the year 2019, starring Willem Dafoe, and Robert Pattinson in The Lighthouse. A very highly praised recommendation from one fan and frequent guest of the show, Tucker, who said, "Yeah, I liked it." That's my Tucker impression.
Can eat an asshole. This was a terrible, fucking boring ass, oh my God, kill me now movie.
Yeah.
And the only good thing about it was the seagulls.
I can actually see Tucker's face when you said that. He's like, he would do his little, like, whoa, that's rough. Eating an asshole. I just thought I liked that movie. Jeez.
See, I've been thinking about this since we watched The Lighthouse. And the tough thing about Tucker recommendations is he likes movies too much. You can't like movies too much when you critique them. Like, because he likes every single movie that's ever, I liked it a lot.
I just want to say, what would have saved this movie? At the very end, naked Robert Pattinson and a seagull running off with his wiener.
You don't want to see naked Robert Pattinson.
I don't want to see that. I want to see a seagull pull off his wiener and fly away.
You want to see naked Robert Pattinson because his name is goddamn Pattinson.
Whatever. A Twilight guy.
Yeah.
And I want to see, I don't even care if it's his wiener. I just want to see a seagull, instead of his intestines, like, run off with the wiener.
Robert Pattinson has got a weird dick. Trust me, I know from experience.
Why did we have to... he brought up the wieners, and she's been drinking, and we're just never... It's going to be the wiener show. COVID number 7, wieners.
That's every show.
It is the Wiener Show, the happy Wiener Show. You can have a short tater tot that busts the sides of a tuna can off. You can have a Wiener Show, a happy Wiener Show. You can have an 8-foot dick, but it can only be 1 inch thick as you hula hoop your way through stardom every day. This is the Wiener Show. Show me your wiener, you.
Oh my God.
So,
I just made that up on the fly.
No
That is
way.
fucked up.
No, that was pretty good.
then what was that notepad that you were reading off of?
Oh, shut up. You're ruining my stardom.
Like, quote unquote, made it up, but at the same time, you spend all day singing your own little songs about wieners. So
In my head as I'm working, this is the Wiener Show.
that was more of a today's best of Wiener Show song.
The Lighthouse, I didn't like it. It's a don't. Jackie.
It is a don't. There's no wieners in it. Oh, I'm getting towards the end of my drink, people.
I think I'm done with that guy. I don't know, Sam, if you know who he is, but he's the guy that directed The Witch from a few years back. Robert Eger, I think is his name.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Okay.
Yeah, if you couldn't do it with those two guys.
And it looked like he shot it on an iPhone.
Yeah, because it was supposed to look oldie time.
Who
Jackie.
gives a shit?
No, because it's filmatic, but okay. That's probably why Tucker laughed. Well, I thought it was a good way to do film. I like all film. Yeah, I just love film. He just wants to hug film, and I can't blame him. I wish I liked film as much as Tucker, but
I don't want to hug film. It would probably cut me
Huh.
with a knife.
Okay. Last but not least on streaming do's and don'ts this week, we've got Jackie and I finished Ozark season 3. We're not going to talk about spoilers, Jackie.
I'm just gonna go make myself another drink.
Yeah. Oh no, you're not. Because we're almost done.
Oh, okay. I
do
want to
say that it was the best season. They did touch on some things in television that normally isn't touched on, and I thought that they handled it very well and very tough things.
It made me cry.
Yeah, it wasn't sad because of
No, but it
was
hit
just,
some personal things.
Yeah, it hit some personal things that need to be addressed, and not by us. I mean, even though maybe we're the best to talk about it.
Oh no, we're too much of an asshole
No,
group.
without spoilers, it's really tough. But I do want to say that like the whole reason I want to get to it is because now it's not the end of the show. Spoiler alert. It needed to end there because now we're in this fucking trouble where they're not working. And the time that they normally wouldn't be working, which is like that, like 3 months that you take off after completing a television series, you go back to work after 3 months. You take the summer off and then you go back to work. Guess what? They're not going back to work for another fucking year. So now Ozark season 4 is going to be like Game of Thrones goddamn season 8. We're waiting 2 goddamn years. And it's not because it costs too much money. It's because we're all infected with bullshit and I fucking hate it. That's my rant.
Yeah.
Good job.
Speaking of, I haven't seen it, but we were talking about Brad Pitt and Paul Rudd being timeless, and Jason Bateman was at home going, you know what? Fuck you guys. I look as good as anybody. Jason Bateman
looks
doesn't
good,
fucking
dude.
age.
He is ageless. He looks just the same as he did when he started Arrested Development, and I don't know what he looked like before that, because before that, the only time I'd ever seen him was when he looked like Teen Wolf. And he didn't look good then, so I don't fucking get it.
Teen Wolf 2?
Yeah, right. Bateman. I should also declare that I think that the actress who's Julia Garner, I think is her name, is my favorite character on that show. I think she's great, and I hope she was in Waco. Oh, shit, we were going to do streaming news and notes on Waco, and I was going to get pissed off about it, but we're low on time, and I need to get pissed off about Waco. So tune in next Coronasode where Justin gets pissed off about Waco. But I do want to say one more thing about the coronavirus fucking everything up as far as television. Jackie and I have been talking about this. Like, what are we going to watch in 6 months when no TV's getting made? It's like the writer's strike, right?
Just watch Fox News.
Yeah. Oh, good. Maybe that's what happened, Sam. Maybe everybody stopped watching Friends and everybody tuned to Fox News and America got fucked up.
Everybody stopped watching Friends and started watching Fox and Friends?
Yeah. Oh, no. I don't watch this show. I don't give a fuck about this show. I do respect the hell out of James Spader. But it's network television drama, and if you can't say the F word on television, then I don't want any part of you. The Blacklist. You guys familiar with that show?
My mom really likes it a lot.
Yeah, well, they're still making it. They're still filming The Blacklist with one big sea change. It's animated now.
That is fucking dumb.
It's not fucking dumb. Maybe. It's fucking crazy, but it's... I don't know if it's going to be dumb, but it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So, I tip of the hat to them. Like, no, we got a story to tell. We don't need to be in the same room. Let's fucking make it work. Just like you are with Zoom meetings, Jackie. Let's fucking make it work. And I, tip of the hat to you guys. I also appreciate Saturday Night Live doing for what they're doing.
Right now, animation should have it should just have a swell,
right?
Because it can still happen.
Right.
All of it can still happen. And if studios aren't, then whoops, you missed the boat.
Yeah. Keep making
sort of
Star
like
Wars.
Nobody being on the road and wanting to get back to work and then not really doing anything about infrastructure when there's nobody on the road. Whoops.
Yeah.
We missed that one.
Right. Oopsie. Let's bring back Spawn, Sam. HBO's animated Spawn. How about that? Resurgence?
It's okay. You know what? It's not.
Okay.
Since you want to fill a little bit here, I'll bitch about this. It's not a bad show. It's just for what it cost. And this is one of the things that McFarlane started producing anime specifically for this reason. When he did that show for HBO, he was like, oh, just imagine what we'll be able to do with an American domestic budget animation wise.
Mm-hmm.
And it was costing 8 times as much as an anime program. And the animation was 5 times as minimal because of how much more it costs to do things over here.
Right.
And he was like, well, that was a total backfire. And now produces Full Metal Alchemist specifically is one that he produced, I believe.
Todd McFarlane did that?
He produced it. He just got basically his name on it, got some money towards him, made sure that they were doing more like a low-end anime will do like 200 shots in an episode, and he was wanting it to be more like 350 shots and then a lot more keyframes so that when the action happens, it's not just a bunch of still frames with moving lips over and over again, but there's a lot of actual animation per episode.
Yeah. No, I think I see. I get what you're saying, and now I do believe is the time for a lot more animation. And Disney got ahead of it maybe with that new couple seasons of Clone Wars. Or I guess it's just one season. The Star Wars bullshit. But if you can't make your show, and if it doesn't fuck up your idiom to have it be animated, I saw some of the stills from it. It actually looked pretty fucking cool. And I have no interest in the Blacklist, right? Because it's network television, but it looked pretty fucking like noir kind of. I was like, okay, maybe. And we just, the Spider-Man, the Into the Spider-Verse thing, maybe, okay, we can't work in the same room, but you know what? We can be in the same room. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it would be a welcome thing if animation bounced back, because there was a point 10, 15 years ago when I was really trying to force anime on everybody and nobody wanted to watch it but me. But I was like, look at what they're doing over there versus what we're doing over here. And the problem is that other people that weren't my friends were listening. And then it became this thing that you could sell any anime program, and they started going down to like 150 shots a show. They got caught into the gold rush, and then all of a sudden most anime programs over the last 10 years have just been all filler.
Yeah
And there's hardly any that you can find that are any good. And also Satoshi Kon dies, and then there's no one pushing the envelope anymore because he was doing outrageous things with minimal budgets in terms of how much work was going into them. But it was also because he was doing most of that keyframe work himself.
So I've got a question, Sam. On Netflix, there is a vampire series
Is it any good?
No, I've watched it. I
hold
watched the
on.
first season of it, but I can't remember what it is. I think it's like Transylvania or
the Castlevania.
yeah, Castlevania.
Yeah,
And I really
Castlevania.
liked it, and I'm kind of curious. I've only watched the first season, so no spoilers. But what did you think about it?
Simon dies at the end.
Yeah, no, it's after it's a descendant. Anyway, I watched it as well. Castlevania is on that sort of. There was Marvel had teamed up with Studio 4C to do some programs in Japan, and they were the same way. They're like, well, if you have an American budget, but the work's still happening over there, all of a sudden we can get up back to those high shot counts and high keyframe counts, and the animation can be really good. And that's what happened with Castlevania is the same thing. It's sort of a little bit more budget. They, I believe, are actually on that one. It's more of a cumulative effort in terms of the drawings and the actual shot photography of the animation, or whether it's happening completely in computers. But those are very high shot count. That's a very good program. And it's actually written by Warren Ellis.
Really?
I really do like the
Yes.
storyline. And I know that they've released the second season. I just haven't gotten around to it. But I really like the first one. And so I was just curious because I don't know a lot of people that watch Japanimation. And
She did it!
She did
What?
it.
I dabble in it because I think it's great.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Am I wrong? Am I calling it something bad?
Yeah, it's not called Japanimation. It's called anime, or just animation in general.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I
But,
apologize. I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm ignorant. I thought it was called Japanimation. I'm sorry.
I like how there's an accent note above the A when you say it too.
One of the things that Marvel was doing that same thing, bigger budget, higher shot count, and oddly enough in theirs, Warren Ellis was sort of at the writer's chair, or not really completely at the writer's chair, but he was making all of the story decisions on those Marvel shows as well. So Warren Ellis is kind of one of the best people in anime right now, and he's a English guy who writes comic books.
Yeah, I wish
and
we-
very
I wish we-
strange novels.
I wish we do some MCU stuff with animation, not the actual MCU, not like we're adapting fucking Secret Wars or some shit, but like
Sure.
Moon Knight would be a great character that hasn't been touched. Obviously, there's the Blade, who was supposed to come back. Maybe Mrs. not Mrs. Marvel, but Ms. Marvel. The West Coast Avengers, you could always do shit with that. Let's do some more animation. I'm a huge fan of that idea. It's just whether people can actually get off the couch and actually get anything done, because I thought that there was going to be a revolution as far as like mod creation for video games that I play, and boy, has it been stagnant on that shit. I think we're all just too drunk to do anything.
I would like to know. I saw a trailer for a Marvel movie that stars Jared Leto,
Oh yeah,
and he's like a bat guy.
he's Joker face bat space.
Is that part of the anime world
No, what?
that
It's
Marvel is moving into?
No.
It's called 30 Seconds to Why Do I Still Have a Career?
Okay, got it. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell you're talking about, lady.
Before we break subject, because if there is anybody that's an animation fan listening out there, they're like freaking out right now because I talked about Warren Ellis and Marvel, and like, oh, those were really good, and it was in conjunction with different studios in Japan, specifically 4C, was because I really like 4C. I think they're a great studio, but in general, DC's animated offerings, and there's a ton of them, are fucking great. DC is knocking it out of the park with their animation right now.
I agree.
It's
I
just
absolutely
that
agree.
they're not knocking it out of the park with anything else, and then no one's paying attention to the animation. Their Batman shit right now is fucking fantastic.
Dude, anytime I see the bat, man, I'm in. I've watched all the things that I've seen on the Prime. Prime's got a shitload of them, of the DC stuff. It's like not all of it's great. I didn't really like the Superman versus Shazam, but the Batman shit's solid as shit because Batman's always solid. It's super easy. Jackie, we got to wrap this shit up. I'm cutting to you. What you got for spookies?
Okay, finally. You two fuckers have stopped talking. Stanley Hotel.
Stanley Hotel. You go there, and a guy at the front gate says, "Welcome to Stanley Hotel. Excelsior!"
No.
Actually, what happens is you walk through the front door, and you're haunted by a ghost that is actually just a 6-foot disembodied penis.
Stanley? I don't get it.
No, because it's a Wiener show.
Oh,
Yeah, this
right,
is a
the
Wiener
Wiener
show.
show. Right,
No,
okay.
no, boys. This is in Estes Park, Colorado, a place I have been, where the deer and the elk and the moose come in to the town, and they have signs all over that say, "Hey, don't pet the wildlife, you stupid fox."
I'll bite your fucking
because I'll
6-foot
charge
wiener
you
off.
and spear you in the wiener.
Okay, right, yeah.
Okay. What most of our listeners will probably know the Stanley Hotel for is it was the hotel of Stephen King's The Shining.
Enough said. Another Stanley shout out.
Yeah. So in 1974, Stephen King and his wife stay in the presidential suite at Stanley Hotel.
Wait,
And they're
hold on,
closing
hold on.
this hotel down, so it's very minimal. Shush.
No, I need to know something. Do all hotels have a presidential suite? Because that seems like kind of a big deal, like the presidential suite.
I don't know. But it was the nicest room in the hotel.
Yeah, well, obviously
They
it's
were
a presidential suite.
also the only guests because they were scaling down for the winter, so they had a skeleton crew there, and they were getting ready to shut down the hotel.
All right.
I'm waiting just in case Sam has something to say. Okay.
Excelsior!
Excelsior! Okay, so he had a nightmare that his young son was being chased down this long hallway by a predatory fire hose.
The Wiener?
Yeah, it was a long wiener that was expelling
he
stuff.
Had the Wiener show. Oh,
and he was scared. So, let's get into some history of this hotel, okay? So, it was built in 1909. It was a long-ass time ago.
That's a long-ass time ago.
And it has 420 rooms. It's this
Hey,
huge
that's a lot of
mansion thing,
rooms.
right? And if you've ever seen The Shining, they make it seem like it's on top of a hill. No, you drive into town, you look up, and there it is.
Right.
It's not on this, like, fucking deserted area. It's
Yeah,
you could park
always
in the
struggled
parking
with that.
lot.
Why would you go there?
Yeah, right before the hotel. So the hotel's up on the thing. If you drive up the road, you can get to the hotel. It's maybe half a mile from the actual town of Estes. Okay, so it doesn't have this big maze or anything. It has some pretty sweet gardening, but not this big maze that's in the movie. So the owner was Mr. Stanley.
Hi, I'm Mr. Stanley.
I didn't bother
What's
to write
your
down his first name.
Mr. Burns? Hey, you too.
So he dies after he builds this immaculate mansion hotel in 1940.
Okay. Not after. I mean, that's quite a few years
Yeah.
after.
So he haunts the receptionist desk.
What? No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he likes the receptionist desk.
Hey, it's me.
But his wife, Flora, haunts the piano in the music room.
Yeah.
And she likes to play piano for no reason. So the piano will just start playing.
If you guys ever seen pictures of Flora, she'll haunt your nightmares.
Whoa.
She's got, I don't know. I got nothing on Flora.
Okay, yeah, be quiet. Okay, so other things that people have reported. Shadowy figures when they were drunk. Eerie laughter.
When they were drunk? Hold on. Wait, was that ad-lib or is that actually in the article? Yeah, I was wasted and I saw shadowy figures. Ooh.
No, that was ad-lib.
Okay,
but they do say shadowy figures.
All right.
Eerie laughter. One man reported that he heard a bunch of kids outside playing and laughing, and he looked out the window. There were no children there. The hotel was nearly empty, and then he went and walked the grounds and couldn't find any kids. Maybe he was a pedophile. I don't know.
Oh, come on, man.
They say that there's flickering lights.
Maybe
It
he
could
was
never
a
be that it-
lumberjack.
Yeah, see? Lumberjack.
Right.
Flickering lights could never be that the hotel was built in 1909.
Right.
And items moving on their own, including a bartender. Or no, he wasn't a bartender. He was some.
A bartender moving on his own.
No.
What kind of item are you? I'm a bartender. I'm actually a human being.
Whoa!
So this dude was down in the main ballroom, and he was restocking the bar. It was late at night. He was there by himself. The only other person that was there was the receptionist desk.
Okay.
And all of the bottles in the bar start shaking like an earthquake. But there's not an earthquake, and he's down there alone. So he pees on the floor and runs.
Mm-hmm.
I made that up.
No.
So that's items moving on their own. So, like, there was one story where a couple who were not married stayed there. And there had been a maid who had almost died in a fire in 1920.
Okay.
And she worked there until she was 90 years old, and she died on the property.
Whoa!
And so they weren't married, so they felt this wedge in between them the whole night. And then they finally fell asleep, and all of their bags were packed up and outside of their door.
Get the fuck out, you fornicating sons of bitches.
Exactly.
Put your penis in her butt. That's not sex. You can do that. No, you get away from that vagina. God's watching.
God's watching, and he don't care about that butt one bit.
Don't care about the bit.
No. So, let me tell you guys something else.
Oh, my God.
Elf.
Elf.
On the 4th floor, it's said to be the spookiest.
Okay.
Okay?
4 is a very spooky number.
If you buy the Ghost Adventure package...
God damn it. Of course, if you buy the Ghost Adventure package, floor number 4. What's on floor number 4? Well, that's where there's no rooms. So that's where we're going to put you fucking ghost dork.
It gets better. You can stay on the 4th floor.
Okay.
And they give you a coffee mug that you can take home with you that says red rum.
Yeah, very spooky. Very, very spooky.
You know, there actually was, I know what you're talking about, because there was somebody that was like, oh, they're really exploiting the ghosts with this extra charge for the tour package. You know who that was? Carol fucking Baskin!
Oh, no!
I swear to God, you were going to say Elon Musk.
But you're right, Sam. They do offer, even if you're not going to stay on the 4th floor, you can get a ghost package. A ghost tour.
God,
I'm
ghost
sorry.
package?
I've got a ghost
That's
package.
a wiener joke again.
That's a wiener that you can't see. They offer ghost tours, and they end at midnight.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you two about the spookiest thing of all. Are you ready? This is going to finish on my story. I don't want you guys to get scared and pee your chairs.
I'm about to pee, not from being scared, though.
Okay. So in 2018.
Oh, fuck. That's very scary.
Yeah. A truly spooky thing happened.
Okay.
There was a visitor, a black bear,
Ooh.
who wandered around the lobby and like sat on the couches and did whatever the fuck he wanted and ate the mints out of the drawer by the reception desk and helped himself to some fake plants.
Was nobody there?
No, the receptionist was recording and this bear just fucking wandered in and was like,
I gotta know.
I'm going to sit on this chair and then I'm going to eat your mints.
Did he sit like a person? Because sometimes bears will sit on a, oh, that's fucking awesome.
Depending on what YouTube video you find, you see these different things of the bear, and he's like checking out statues and kind of pawing at them. And that's probably the spookiest thing that's ever happened is that you come downstairs, you're like, my water's not where, oh my fucking God, it's a bear, fuck! And the bear's like, fuck you, I'm here for the plants and the leather seats.
Oh, yeah, when does the tour start, said the bear.
The bear's like, hope you didn't want any mints.
Hey, boo-ba-da-boo.
I ate them. And the receptionist.
If only I could find a pig in his basket.
I actually wanted to spend one of my birthdays at Estes Hotel, but we ended up going to Disneyland instead because I wanted to include my niece and nephew, and they were too young to be spooked by a black bear. That was sitting in
I don't
the
know
lobby.
if anybody's too young to be spooked by a black bear.
They were like, oh no, there's a black bear there that hangs out in the lobby and eats mints. We can't go there.
That's lame.
They're not too young to be spooked by a black bear. They're too young to be spooked by a black bear and not be scarred for life by it.
Right.
It looked like it has some sharp claws, but honestly, it didn't claw up the furniture, so who knows?
Yeah, who knows? All right, let's wrap this guys up. Again, that's the second time I've done that 2 weeks in a row. I'd like to thank my producers, Cream de Mint, and our sound editor, Baklava.
What you gonna do when your boyfriend's out of town? What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Okay.
I'm just singing backup so you can continue your weirdness.
On Monday, we will have a new show for you where we'll actually record about a movie. Whose fucking turn is it?
It's my turn, and we're gonna do that cat in space.
Yeah. The cat from outer space. Okay.
Jackie's gone back to picking good movies again.
I don't think
This is gonna be awesome. You know what inspired me is that there was this. We went over to our friend's house, and they have cats, right? And we don't like cats.
Told the story already.
Well, maybe they didn't listen to that episode,
Yeah.
but they put out this catnip, and I watched these cats like fucking freak the fuck out, and I'm like, that's how Hollywood does it. And every time I see a cat do that on this movie, I'm gonna be like, catnip. I'm gonna do a catnip count.
Okay. I don't think that's gonna happen. Okay. All right. You guys have a great week. Stay safe out there. Stay at home. Get to the chopper. Stay in the chopper, or get to the penis, as it were.